Good evening, everyone. We are in conversation with the bold and beautiful Amruta Fadnavis. Amruta Fadnavis is the one who has left a mark in the sector of banking as a singer and definitely as a social activist. Married to the 18th and the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, and to date she holds the post of Vice President, Corporate Head, West India with Axis Bank. A dear friend of the family and my personal favorite, Mrs. Amruta Fadnavis. Welcome to this conversation.
It's nice to be in conversation with you, and I was looking forward to this since long.
Thank you so much. Let's begin with one very simple question. How would you describe Amruta in three words?
Oh, a simple, ambitious lady. So I represent every lady in a metro, in a like a two-tier city, wherein she loves her family, she sticks to her values, but yes, she does have ambitions, and she goes all out to prove herself in her life.
Beautiful, lovely. And that truly resonates with me because I think I am trying to live by your simple goals as well. So I want to take you back to your childhood. Let's start at the beginning. What was your childhood like, and how did it impact, how did it contribute to the person you have become today?
So I have been born and brought up in a family of professionals, in a family of doctors. So I have always been honed in a way that I should be an independent lady when I grow up. So that always had a mark on my thinking, on my actions, and I always saw equality within my house, whether it was the treatment between my brother and I. So it was like we were treated equally, we were given equal opportunities, whether it be education, whether it be sports or other extracurricular activities. So that is the way I grew up, and I always saw my mother working for her profession. She's a gynecologist, and she has been a very busy one in Nagpur city. So I always saw her as a practicing professional, a very independent lady in her thought, and I always saw my father supporting her any which ways, any in every condition. So that's the way I grew up, and that's how I got molded, that I should be an independent lady myself, bringing out my own talents and abilities to the fullest.
That is so beautiful. And what you highlighted so nicely is that the parenting you received played such a big part in who you became today. Because I feel for myself also, it's the parenting. My father had similar ideologies that my daughters need to be well educated, they should be people of their own standing. And I can see that that truly has made a difference. I'm so glad. I mean, thank you for bringing that to our viewers today. uh, I wanted to ask you, but that today, like your child, Divija, your daughter, is almost considered as born with the golden spoon. She got the limelight very early in her life. You know, at a very early age, she has been under the focus of the media and lots of attention on her. How do you manage to keep her grounded? And what kind of values that you feel that she must grow up with?
I think so. For a child to be grounded, it needs a team effort, an effort which starts from the dadi, which goes up to the school and the way the school treats the child along with other children. So we are fortunate enough that Divija has grandparents, her dadi, her maternal dada dadi also, who have always helped her to be a grounded girl. They have made her know things like the Ramayans and the Mahabharats and the various lessons she learns from these epics. They have always, including her father, they have always supported her to play games, although she's not great at games. They have inspired her to, even if she loses, they have inspired her to go and fight out at the courts. Either they can be tennis courts or in the playground. So she has the sportsman spirit in her, and she's always been. Her school is also great. She's been studying in Mumbai, and earlier she was in Nagpur. The schools, both the schools were great. They imbibed a lot of values in my daughter. I thank the schools for that. So all around, people all around has been conducive, and we have always taken her to places. Especially, I take her to places like wherever I have programs for at old age homes, or at अनाथ आश्रम्स में मेरे programs होते हैं, तो I take her along. She gets to know the other side of life. She is privileged, but there are people who are so less privileged, and she understands the value of where she is and how she can make a difference.
Wow, that's beautiful. Actually, to pass on at an early age this idea that we can contribute to someone else. And I think she's looking at both of you. You have been contributing wholeheartedly to for the growth of so many individuals. That's lovely. Amrita, also have this idea in my head that, and actually, like all of Maharashtra would also agree with me, a lot of women in Maharashtra idealize you, right? I am one of them. And we look up to you in the same spirit how America looks up to Michelle Obama, right? So you have been compared, and you, in your career as the CM's wife, also never got overshadowed by his success or his position. You became a woman of your own standing. You became an extension, rather, of his position as well. And you created your own individual identity. Was there a conscious effort that you had to make for this, or it just so happened?
No, I believe that behind every successful woman, there is a team of other successful women. So I'm happy that I have women like my mother in law, who have stood strongly behind me. Whatever I had to do in my life, my mother supported me before my marriage, and after marriage, my mother in law has always been behind me staunchly. So I'm happy that they are there to support me, and whatever I have felt, I've done it. There has been no hypocrisy in it or no planning in it.
Sure.
I have always been the same I had been before, but the responsibilities increased with the position Devin had as a CM, and I tried to do my best considering the position I got because of his position. So I believe that I cannot be secluded as an happy individual. I need a lot of happy individuals around, a lot of positive vibrations around, and that can be created by making a difference in the lives which come across you. So that's what I've tried to do. And I'm happy that everyone has supported me, especially the ladies in my life, and definitely my husband, who's always looked at politics as a tool for social change and not mere politics.
Oh, that's beautiful. But you're not conforming to like typical norms, even simple things like how the CM's wife should dress up. You had to face a lot of criticism, lots of backlash for it. How did you handle this at home? Didn't it affect you at home?
That's what I said. I had strong women along with me, and Devin was thankfully very understanding always.
Right.
See, I was working for a bank, a professional bank, since I completed my MBA. So, dressing for my bank was always towards the corporate side, and I always continued that. Then, later, when my roles changed, my roles modified when I came to Mumbai with my husband. There were certain programs where I was supposed to be dressed like the Vahini, and I always loved to do that. But there were programs where I had to be myself and just deliver in terms of my presence or my thoughts or making a difference. So I just remained myself, and there was no requirement any which ways for any protocol in these specific areas. So I tried to remain myself. That was the only truth in the way I dressed. That was just myself. And but wherever required, I dressed up for any pujas like that of Pandharpur or Republic Days, Independent Days. Independence Days, I was always dressed aptly in the Indian attire, which is sari.
Mm. And you looked beautiful in whatever you wore, actually. So, in the Indian attire of the sari to salwar to the gorgeous gowns, we have looked up to you in all forms, and we really admired your look and feel, of course.
And women are luckier; they can explore with so much. So why shouldn't they?
Definitely, I agree. Uh, did it ever occur to you that now I am the chief minister's wife? मैं घर पे आराम से बैठ सकती हूँ. I can enjoy with my friends. I can just be home. आप क्यों why did you continue to work? Why did you choose to do that?
My work is my identity. It definitely my identity as Deven's wife, as and the ex-CM's wife now supersedes definitely. But my basic identity is a bank employee who has a passion for singing, who worships her Riaz, who loves to take care of her voice or her daughter or her family. That's a part of my personal identity. So no matter, I believe, no matter what your husband is, that is his identity. You can complement it definitely, but you need to have something of your own, which you can proudly show off to even your daughters and the next generations. So you
True.
should hold on to it. That is your real pride.
That is so beautiful. And I hope all the women listening to this can actually work towards it, that we need to work towards our own identity. And the mantra that was shared right before, that we need to build other women in our lives. Just like Amruta said, it's a team effort. So if we can be the team for somebody else, I think that would just be beautiful. That's a very, very beautiful, very powerful message. And I hope whoever's listening is understanding that this is where you can be. It's so easy if you can start believing in yourself and follow your passion and not be shadowed by your husband's by merely by your husband's success and husband's career. Even your presence and your identity is so important. But Amrita, in this whole thing, you were trolled many times on social media. You had to face a lot of unnecessary attention as well. I know you said that you had a team to support you and see you through all of this, but it must have played on you somewhere. How did you build that mental strength to, face it and also ignore it at times?
You're right. What happens is when many people speak against you, and you know somewhere, even though you know somewhere you're right,
Yeah,
you've done the correct thing, but somewhere your confidence shakes.
yeah,
But here you need to remember this, that these people, like in my position, I had to remember this, that these people are placed there to bog me down. There are certain set of people who are placed there, and in every woman's life there are certain people who are against her. Some are jealous, some just try to pull down. It is, life is your journey. You have to decide what you need to do. You have to set your parameters, your values, and work accordingly. If within you you are not feeling bad, or you are happy about what you're doing, no one under the sun has the right to bog you down, and you should know that they shouldn't be given that right also.
yeah,
It's you who will give that right to that person. And I feel, other than my the closest ones or my well-wishers, I would never even listen to anyone who criticizes, because there are enough people, enough sane people around us who can criticize us constructively, which can be I mean, followed at times, but not the social media criticism. When social media started, people started pouring their opinions. And then there was another body of people who started trolling it or not agreeing to it. This is a part of new life which pertains to social media. You have to go with it if you have to be on social media. But
yeah.
at the same time, you have to understand that you cannot be carried away by even praises or even brickbats. You have to be yourself. You have to understand that where you need to improve or where things need to be just ignored. It's just about you and the confidence you have within yourself.
Yeah. And actually, even to the younger generation today, we need to speak to them about this, because a lot of them act out in different ways because of the opinions they receive on social media. Not enough likes, thumbs up नहीं मिल रहे हैं तो दुखी हो जाते हैं, या किसी फ्रेंड ने कुछ कमेंट कर दिया तो उसको लेके बैठ जाते हैं. एंड आई, इन माय एक्सपीरियंस, आई हैव सीन लॉट ऑफ टीनेजर्स बैटलिंग this whole attention thing at, on the social platforms, and the negative attention really takes down these young people and young minds.
That's
uh,
very true. That's one flip side of social media. It confuses, it takes us down, it depresses us. But finally, we have to get up and regain our whole control on our journey. That's life. It happens everywhere, and social media is just a little testimony to what is life all about.
That's beautiful. And such a powerful thing you said, that you just have to get up and get going and believe in who you are and what you're doing, not worry so much about what everybody in the world says. Build your circle of trust. Your few trusted people are the ones whose criticism should really matter. Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful. One question in terms of about your family life, since for a person who was running the state of Maharashtra, and on the other side, the lady who was playing so many roles, the family dynamics, the marriage dynamics must have gone through a definite change. What was the conscious effort that you had to make to create the work life balance to maintain those dynamics?
First of all, power can go to anyone's head because there are so many yes men around you.
Yeah.
You have to realize that, and you have to stick to what you are and what your original USPs are. That keeps you grounded. And secondly, in terms of my relations with my husband, especially, he has always been a busy man, and I've always surrender to this fact that he is not just my man, he's people's man. So since I've always surrendered to this thought, I've reconciled to this since beginning. And he's lucky enough that he has me, wherein I have my own things going on always. I'm very passionate about whatever I do. So he being busy is a plus point for me because I get a lot of time for things which I have to, which I feel dearly and I do. It can be music, it is music, it is about some social causes which I pick up, and it is about so much more. But I do everything passionately, and he is there behind me. It is more than enough for me. It's not that, like a normal lady, I would have loved to spend time with him, go on holidays, and have that demarcation कि आप इतने बजे से फैमिली के लिए अवेलेबल रहे. Now these are things which I have to forego, but I'm happy that he's been utilized um, for people very effectively, and those vibrations also make me very happy when he's satisfied after the day's work.
That's lovely. What about Divija? Does she have those demands from both of you to be more available or do certain things, certain activities, which she probably can't because, the time is always short?
Divija demands at times, but loving hug from her father at the end of the day when he's back, when he sees her, that makes up for it. And in terms of going out or being with her, I make up for that. So I do demarcate my time with her. I do give her extra attention, whether it is her homework or whether it is her uh, thought process which she likes to share, or whether it is going on outings. I do it all with her and I love it. That is again a passion to be with her. More than passion, it is just mere love.
Lovely. That's so lovely. So, Amrita, now some quick fire questions just for the fun of it. One dish that you love to cook.
Veg Jaipuri.
Any book that has deeply impacted you and you would recommend to everyone to read.
Talks on the Gita
Oh, wow. Lovely.
by
In
Vinoba Bhaveji.
Lovely. In this lockdown, how was the experience for you? How did you spend your time?
Oh, that's not a one word answer, but I can
Yeah,
just tell you that the lockdown was a different spiritual experience for all of us. It was about bonding with the family. It was about knowing that how lucky we have been till now. That there was nothing like Corona before, and we did not have to mask our faces to meet our dear ones or hug them. So I mean, Corona has also brought in a feeling that nothing is more important than health and relations.
Yeah.
So all those Gucci bags and those designer clothes, nothing matters. It's that you have great interpersonal relations and you have great family bondings. That's what matters. So lockdown taught us a lot. Beginning with this, up to being connected officially online through either Zoom or Teams, and still how work can be done. So all these things lockdown has taught us, and it has taught us how we can support each other. Like in Mumbai itself, there were areas where essentials and food supplies were not available in certain 2 3 critical months, April, May, June kind of months, and how when people join hands, they can make a difference and they can help these people to sustain all these things. A lockdown was about realizing how humanity can flourish in spite of all these kind of negative conditions.
That's true. That's true. And we all felt that. One thing you're looking forward to in 2021?
2021 needs to be, I feel it should be a roller coaster year in terms of, in every sense.
Yeah.
Let's see what all it covers now. But looking forward to a very healthy 2021 with a lot of comebacks in terms of economic growth and in terms of normalization of life.
Lovely. If a movie was made on you, who should be casted as Amruta?
Oh, I think so. I look, you would not like acting, but we both look so similar.
Yeah.
So I would ask you whether you would be the heroine of the movie.
I would love to play Amrita Fadnavis. But barring me, who else could play Amrita?
Oh, I think so. There are so many inspiring women that there is a like long line. Let them be showcased on screen. Then mera kabhi to bhi end mein number aayega. Then we can discuss about it.
Sure. Do we see Amrita in active politics anytime soon?
I'm in active social work, and I believe that social entrepreneurship and humanitarian activities don't need politics to be there. So Devendraji is there, his support is enough for me, and I can do all the good things which come to my mind, which through which I can make a difference. So I'm happy this way. Although I do make political comments, that is my right as a citizen, not as the wife of ex-CM, but right as a citizen, and I love to use it at times.
Right. Which topic creates that situation of argument between Mr. Fadnavis and you?
Oh, it's about himself. He doesn't get enough time to take care of himself. So I really grill him on that, and he tries to avoid it. I catch him on that many a times regarding his sleep, regarding exercise, regarding food habits, everything.
I think every wife's favorite topic for argument. I've seen my mom fighting over this for all our life. Definitely. One quality of Mr. Fadnavis you would love to adopt.
He is honest, transparent, and very consistent. Consistency is one thing which everyone can learn from him. And his honesty and transparency is well known. In fact, so much so that they wish to find follies in me also so that they could target him.
True. One fear that you have, your greatest fear.
My greatest fear is oh, I fear not being useful or useful enough for my position. I feel whichever position I'm in, I should be optimum in the way I act or enact my role. So if I'm not, then I would be little fearful of what I have got and I have not used it to the optimum.
So sweet. So I hear that you have just recorded a Marathi jazz song.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
It was lovely. You could play a clip of that song, and I think so people would like it. It is the first Marathi jazz song for a suspense movie. It's a title track. And Jeet Ganguly, who's a well-known music director, he's first time venturing into Marathi film industry also, and I've sung for him this song.
Would you like to sing a few lines for us?
This song,
Sure. Or any, whichever one, any favorite song, sure.
this one you can definitely show a little bit. That would be like interesting because they have kept shown clips of the movie and I'm singing the song. So that would be better for you to see it.
Sure, definitely. So, any favorite song?
Alag Mera Ye Rang Hai. I can sing few lines of that song, and it's a very inspiring song, not just for acid victors, but for every lady or even a man. It's about how you should respect your own colors. I'll just sing four lines of that song.
Sure.
हाँ मुझे खुद पर यकीन है ये कुछ ऐसा जुनून है सारा समा मेरा और ये जमीन ये आसमां अलग मेरा ये रंग है मेरी खुद से ही जंग है जीत जाऊं ऐ खुदा अगर तू मेरे संग है. So this is about I have many colors and God you be with me and I'll achieve everything.
Beautiful, beautiful. It was such a lovely song, the melody as well as the words, with that beautiful message and the three mantras to being the bold and beautiful Amrita. I would like to thank all of you for joining us in this conversation. And thank you, Amrita ji, for taking out the time and being here with me today. I had a wonderful time chatting with you.
Thank you so much for having me and keep up your great inspiring work and I follow you and I'll keep on following.
Thank you so much. For more conversations like this one, and to follow inspirational people like Mrs. Amruta Fadnavis herself, do follow our handle Ruchira Darda on Instagram and on Facebook. And to connect with our team, contact us on teamruchiradarda@gmail.com. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Until next time, be bold.